This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. During a special session last week, the Florida legislature passed new rules for medical marijuana.
There are now stricter regulations in place for patients who qualify. But as ABC7's Erica Jackson shows us, although medical marijuana may be accessible to more patients, it won't help all of them.
Florida will have more than double the current amount of medical marijuana operators in the state under a proposal approved by lawmakers.
I was told I would drown in my influence, choked it out, or suffocate.
Some doctors call longtime ALS patient Kathy Jordan a medical miracle, but her life almost ended tragically on vacation in Sarasota 28 years ago.
I came here to save all my pills to go home and commit suicide. I was no longer gonna live. So when they offered me a joint, I figured, what's it gonna do, kill me?
She credits cannabis for putting an end to many of her symptoms over the last 31 years. Her husband Bob said she is the longest living patient with ALS without a feeding tube or a respirator.
I always tell people, don't let the wheelchair fool you.
Patients like Kathy are one step closer to easily accessing medical marijuana. Florida lawmakers signed off on a measure to allow 10 more marijuana operators in Florida, bringing the number to 17, each able to open up to 25 retail stores. But according to the Compassionate Cannabis Clinic of Venice, that may not be permanent.
So these dispensary caps, unless the legislature picks this issue up again and passes future regulation, these dispensing caps will expire in 2020, and the licensees will be able to open unlimited locations.
Under the measure heading to Governor Rick Scott, patients won't have to wait 90 days after seeing a doctor to receive a prescription, but all cannabis products prescribed are processed and cannot be smoked. The Jordans say the legal oil-based products and edibles don't help with Kathy's excessive saliva.
Our life would be a lot easier if this stuff worked. That's the point you got to make for her.
And with cannabis, when it's smoked, it elicits a cough response that will actually help to expel some of that mucus from her lungs.
The 10 new medical marijuana operators will open within the next 4 months throughout the state. Reporting in Venice, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Erica. An update now on a daring rescue by Sarasota County firefighters. Firefighters working with police yesterday morning to rescue a construction worker who was dangling near the top of the under construction 17-story View condominium. Initially, 2 workers were in trouble when a scaffolding line snapped near the 15th floor. One of them was rescued by other construction workers. The other man was stuck for more than an hour before he could be lifted safely to the roof of the building. Both workers were taken to the hospital, treated, and released. Crews resumed work on the building today, and the scaffolding is currently being removed. Also today, Cast Construction released a statement about the incident, which says in part, quote, Cast Construction has an outstanding safety record, and while this mechanical failure of the scaffold system was unfortunate, proper safety measures saved lives.
Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi's office and the FTC have shut down an Orlando-based robocall operation known as All Us Marketing LLC. Bondi's office says the company made millions of robo-phone calls nationwide. Consumers were tricked into purchasing phony credit card interest rate reduction programs. Many people paid between $300,000 and $5,000 to get their credit card interest rates lowered, but the robocall company never provided those reductions.
If you get one of these calls and they direct you to push a button to talk to a live operator or push a button to even be taken off their list, don't do it. Record the information, hang the phone up, because indicating that you're there could lead to more robocalls.
In Florida, businesses are not allowed to use robocalls to solicit business if the person being called is registered with a do not call list.
Sarasota County is trying to purchase old railroad tracks it can use to extend the popular Legacy Trail, but can a group of lawyers derail those plans? According to Sarasota County, more than 175,000 people use the existing Legacy Trail every year, which is why the county wants to extend it 7.5 miles north into downtown Sarasota. But attorneys with a D.C.-based law firm have already convinced 120 property owners to file lawsuits to regain property value near those tracks. The county estimates the cost of the project is expected to be more than double what it could cost to build the first trail.
The biggest cost is right-of-way acquisition. It's about it's probably the majority of the cost, but you know, it's pretty close to being 60-40 split.
We trust the judgment and experience of Sarasota County Parks as well as the much broader expertise of the Trust for Public Land.
Coming up on ABC7 News at 7, the attorney representing property owners explains why these lawsuits are close to a sure thing and how taxpayers will be responsible for paying them.
And now for a check on our forecast. Everyone wants to know, are we going to have any stretch where we don't see a ton of rain? Because this weekend, Bob, was kind of a washout.
It was kind of a washout. I had a chance. I got 18 holes in on Sunday, not a problem. It was a cart paths only, though, and a lot of courses are like that now. It's just so wet out there, you can't drive the carts on the fairways, and looks like we're going to continue to see showers and storms through the afternoon, mainly and evening, over the upcoming days. We'll talk more about that a little bit later, but right now you can see just a lot of moisture in the atmosphere through the Gulf of Mexico. A little disturbance too. That's the one that brought us all the rain on Saturday and left behind a lot of clouds with that southeasterly wind flow. It continues to just pile that moisture in from the tropics right into the coast here. And you can see a line of intense showers and storms now making its way through Northport. Tough driving along I-75 from that stretch all the way to Venice now. Venice is getting some rainfall. I noticed it kind of weakened right there. It was rather intense just about 20 minutes ago, and then it's kind of fallen apart. But this is continuing to be moving off to the north now. Heavy rainfall near Jacaranda and I-75 near Warm Mineral Springs. And also, look at this big storm, Anna Maria Island, stretching all the way down to Holmes Beach and into northwest Braden. We have light to moderate precipitation there with quite a few lightning strikes. Look at the rainfall rate, over 2 inches an hour. That's the rainfall rate there. It looks as though that deep tropical moisture will stick around. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Preliminary hearings are now underway in Pennsylvania for 18 Penn State students charged in connection with a fraternity hazing death. 19-year-old Timothy Piazza died in February, 2 days after he fell down a flight of stairs during a pledge party at the Beta Theta Pi fraternity house. Nearly 12 hours passed before anyone called emergency services. Piazza had been participating in a hazing ritual that involved consuming a lot of alcohol very quickly. The fraternity members face a variety of charges, including involuntary manslaughter and aggravated assault. A judge will determine if enough evidence exists for this case to proceed.
The Trump administration kicks off another busy week, dubbing it Workforce Development Week.
But today, much of the attention turning to the lawsuits filed by 2 local governments against President Trump. And tomorrow, the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, it's his turn in the hot seat to testify about the Russia investigation. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is covering all of this from Washington.
Today, President Trump, in his first full cabinet meeting at the White House, talked up his accomplishments so far.
Never has there been a president who's passed more legislation, who's done more things than what we've done.
But what the administration still hasn't been able to do is get any version of their travel ban passed. Today, the Ninth Circuit Court ruled against the president's revised travel ban, which blocks people from 6 predominantly Muslim countries from entering the U.S. for 90 days and suspends the U.S. refugee program for 120 days.
It's fully lawful and ultimately will be upheld by the Supreme Court.
This comes the same day attorneys general from the District of Columbia and Maryland announced plans to sue President Trump, accusing him of violating the Constitution by accepting payments from foreign governments while in office and not fully removing himself from his businesses. Payments benefiting the president's hotels and golf courses.
Never in the history of this country have we had a president with these kinds of extensive business entanglements.
The Trump administration says these interests do not violate the Constitution.
It's not hard to conclude that partisan politics may be one of the motivations behind the suit. The suit was filed by 2 Democratic attorney generals.
And the Justice Department is still trying to figure out what ties, if any, there were between the Trump campaign and Russia. Attorney General Jeff Sessions set to answer questions from the Senate Intelligence Committee about his role in the firing of former FBI Director James Comey and his contacts with Russians during the campaign. The Trump administration says, depending on the scope of questions, Attorney General Jeff Sessions could invoke executive privilege, where conversations with the president are kept confidential. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
The Aloha State wants to say goodbye to the Trump administration's travel ban. A lawyer for the state of Hawaii says the Supreme Court should dismiss the ban because it would, quote, bring chaos and confusion to the country. The High Court is considering the Department of Justice's request to approve the ban. It's also considering to hear a case on this issue. But the attorney for Hawaii says the case focuses on religion and would have a harmful effect on Muslims.
The Cleveland Cavaliers will again try to hold off the Warriors and keep their championship hopes alive tonight. Game 5 of the NBA Final takes place tonight in Oakland. After dropping the first 3 games of the series, the Cavs pulled out a victory on their home court in a very physical Game 4. Cleveland coach Tyronn Lue says that's the recipe he hopes his team follows again tonight, saying his team was playing too nice early in the series. Golden State can wrap it up with a win tonight, and you can watch it right here on ABC7. Coverage begins at 8:30.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll pull out another win. I don't know. I mean, I knew that I had a feeling they wouldn't let it go to a sweep, you know, so we'll see
Cleveland
what happens
played
tonight.
really well.
They did. I don't know. They might be on a roll.
Yep. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a fast and easy meal being pulled off the shelves. Why a Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs is now being recalled.
Plus, another retailer in trouble, a popular children's clothing company planning to close hundreds of stores.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
I dream of the creature by night and by day. Wielding my weapon, I slaughter my prey. 2,000 cash, I'll be rolling in dough. So hey, you big monster, come out from below. So hey, you big monster, come out from below.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
May want to step away from that spaghetti and meatballs. Food maker Conagra is recalling more than 700,000 pounds of Chef Boyardee, Libby's, and other brands of the popular pasta in a can. The company says they are being recalled because they may contain milk, which is not listed on the label. Food safety officials say some breadcrumbs containing milk may have accidentally ended up in those cans. So far, there have been no reported illnesses.
Want your family to eat their vegetables? A new study shows the surprising way you might be able to get them to fill their plates. ABC's Kenneth Moten explains.
The humble vegetable, whether boiled carrots or steamed broccoli, these foods are all too often relegated to the side of the plate. And that's if they make it onto the plate at all. Now a new study suggesting that the trick to getting your family or friends to eat more vegetables might be all about branding. Researchers at Stanford University wanted to see how to get people interested in eating more vegetables at the campus cafeteria. For an entire quarter, they kept track of how many people were eating their vegetables, depending on the labels they put on them. So what was one day simply beets, on another day would have the more indulgent name dynamic chili and tangy lime seasoned beets. Same beets, different name. Even more interesting, using a healthy name such as high antioxidant beets had no such effect. So next time you're serving up vegetables, give a new eye-catching name a try. With this Medical Minute, I'm ABC's Kenneth Moten.
Not convinced that will work for everyone, but nice try.
Yeah, it's all the way you sell it, right? Venice right there. Barb Wilson sending this photo in. Not much sunshine out there. And right there by her name, Barb, you can see 3 turtles saying the water is a lot higher than it was a couple of weeks ago. In fact, all the ponds you can see are well up there and ready to go over their banks. If we get any more rainfall, they may. KCK webcam showing a lot of clouds today. Not much rainfall there throughout the day. It's been rather quiet, but notice what's happening. You start to see the skies darkening up and showers starting to move in their last few frames as a result of a large area of showers and storms moving up the coast right now. Also just developing everywhere across west central Florida. That's due to the abundant tropical moisture which continues to ride on the high pressure ridge off the east coast of Florida. That's not moving much, so similar conditions anticipated again tomorrow. And then we get a little bit of a sea breeze. Temperatures warm up into the upper 80s to low 90s, just enough lift to create these showers and storms. Rather intense now into East Manatee County. Also this line continuing to progress up toward the north. Notice it's kind of weakening though near the coast, near Osprey and Tacoma. Still some rain around, but not nearly as intense as they were just about in a half an hour, 45 minutes ago. This cell over Anna Maria has really exploded. It developed over Palmetto and Braden just about half hour ago, and now it has since moved off into Anna Maria Island. Tough driving right there along I-75, that stretch from Northport all the way to Venice, and down to street level we go. You can see some rain falling near Jacaranda Boulevard, the Venice Golf and Country Club near Center Road, Plantation. Getting some rainfall right now, and lesser amounts, not as intense near the airport in downtown Venice, but boy, State Road 62 heading toward Parrish, a big storm there. This one in Anna Maria still raging, up to about an inch of rainfall has fallen there already with frequent lightning strikes occurring and some heavy rain near Mayaca City. So you get the picture. Things are starting to fill in just this afternoon along I-75, Fruitville, and Bee Ridge, getting some downpours there and near Lakewood Ranch. While this pattern isn't going to change much, we have this steady stream of moisture in the tropics, which continues to rotate around this area of high pressure and feed right into the state. And with these little pieces of energy that have been moving through the Gulf, it's really been enhancing our storms. Our heat index just an hour ago was at 98. Showers moved in and cooled things down to 82 degrees right now. South winds at 17. That wind is actually aided a little bit by the outflow from those storms down to our south at the airport. 89 the high today. 88 is the normal. 97 the record. And look at this rainfall for the month. The 7.18 inches. That's over 5 inches above average for the month of June. And notice the yearly average. Only 0.3 of an inch, just over 0.3 of an inch below average for the entire year. So you can say we've had a drought buster of a couple of weeks here across the Suncoast. Scattered showers, this is on Tuesday as well, for us expected throughout the day tomorrow, and we'll see that through this evening. That wind flow stays out of the east-southeast with a little breeze developing in the afternoon and evening each day. Will create that convergence. We'll set up those showers and storms as we are expecting to see that on a regular basis, mainly in the afternoon and evening. So we talked about cart paths only. By this weekend, a lot of those courses may be closed if we continue to see the rainfall we've been seeing lately. East winds at 10 knots. Seas will be right around 2 feet with a light chop out there. Water temperature 83 degrees. It was as high as 87, but because of the clouds that have been around and the rain, it's still at 83 now. Low tide upcoming at 10:34 and another low tide at 8:55. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered showers and storms, 73 for low. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Isolated in the morning, scattered in the afternoon, meaning not as many in the morning. There'll be a lot more in the afternoon. The extended forecast continues to call for pretty good chances for showers and storms right through Father's Day. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents right now, but US 41 is backed up in the northbound lanes. This is near Fruitville Road in Sarasota.
The problems keep mounting at Uber. The company's senior vice president of business, Emil Michael, has left the ride-sharing giant. Michael was considered a right-hand man for Uber CEO Travis Kalanick. His departure comes after a series of scandals at the company over the past year, which has forced an investigation into its culture and business practices. Tomorrow, Uber will announce recommendations from a parallel review overseen by former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder.
New tonight, another major retailer is suffering financially. The popular children's clothing company behind Gymboree, Crazy 8, and Janie and Jack has filed for bankruptcy. Gymboree alone is reporting a $325 million loss within a 3-month period. Gymboree plans to close at least 375 stores, but could close as many as 450. The company CFO also stepping down for personal reasons. The CEO stepped down in January. It's hard to be a retailer right now.
Yeah, for just about, I mean, pick a brand and they seem to be having issues.
Struggling unless you're really doing strong online or doing strong selling on Amazon. I mean, it's tough. Yeah.
Your entertainment news is coming up next. Stay with us.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knock in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Player Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
The production of the hit ABC show Bachelor in Paradise has been suspended because of allegations of misconduct.
Warner Brothers says it's conducting a thorough investigation into the allegations that happened on the set in Mexico, but did not release any details of those allegations. Bachelor in Paradise is in its 4th season as a spin-off of ABC's The Bachelor. It brings together former contestants of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette in a tropical location. The show was set to premiere in August.
Nick Gordon, the ex-partner of the late Bobby Christina Brown, is in trouble with the law again. Gordon appeared in court and had his bail set at $15,500 after he was arrested on accusations that he beat up his girlfriend. Police in Sanford, Florida say Gordon and his girlfriend got into an argument early Saturday and he punched her multiple times. Gordon denies that he hit her.
Actress Jennifer Lawrence is a little shaken up after a bumpy plane ride. A private plane carrying Lawrence had to make an emergency landing on Saturday in Buffalo, New York. The plane was mid-flight at 31,000 feet when one of the engines went out. During the emergency landing, the plane's second engine then failed. The 26-year-old actress was not hurt. Lawrence was flying from Kentucky after spending time with her family over the weekend. Forbes lists Sean Diddy Combs as the highest paid celebrity. The artist, formerly known as Puff Daddy, brought in $130 million from June 1st of 2016 to June 1st of this year. Forbes says Diddy's Bad Boy Family Reunion Tour, a stake in a vodka brand, and the $70 million sale of one-third of his Sean John clothing line all contributed to his earnings. The other celebs on the top 5 list: Beyonce, author J.K. Rowling, rapper Drake, and Portuguese soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo.
I was a little curious why Diddy was up there. Then I remembered all of his other businesses.
Yeah, not just the music.
The vodka. I mean, it's doing well, I guess,
so.
apparently.
We'll be right back with more news.